Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a delicious plant-based, wonderful, amazing. I don't know what other adjectives I can throw in there, but this is just a delicious cheesecake. Wait, it's a cheesecake. Because we're not going to be using any dairy or any animal products. It's just going to be a body-friendly, earth-friendly dessert. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna let you guys know that all my ingredients, like the nuts and the dates, have been pre-soaked. So that is one thing about this dessert. If you know you're gonna make it, do it the day before. So like I knew I was gonna be making the cheesecake today, so I soaked everything last night. Okay. So what else do I gotta tell you? What else? Oh, we're going to be making the cheesecake in one of these spring form pans. Is that what it's called? Because it's easier to take it out. But if you have a pretty pan that you would like to serve it in, you don't have to use one of these. You can just use anything that looks pretty. You'll see why I use this at the end. But this is, I think, 5 inches? 5-6 inches spring form cake. Now let's begin. Okay, we are going to begin with our crust. It's going to be some dates, and we're going to just throw this into the food processor. So dates are wonderful fruit. They're great for digestion, super easy to work with. If you ever need energy, you just give yourself a date. Also, did you know that when you finish like a fast, they always say like to get your digestion going again, you should have a date? They're magical. So I'm going to throw 8 to 10 dates depending on the size. I'm going to use 10 today. But 8 to 10 dates in your food processor. Okay, make sure that you do take the pit out. And I'm going to add a cup of walnuts. Straight in there. Close that up. And you're just going to mix it until it looks kind of like doughy and it all looks like it's been mixed well. Okay. Okay, we are back. Our crust is nice and mixed. Did you know I used to do this by hand and it would take so much longer? I don't know why I took so long to get a food processor. If you are on the fence about a food processor, totally do it. So your crust is going to look very doughy like this. You guys, oh my god, I just remembered. I wanted to make a chocolate raspberry cheesecake. Chocolate! Okay, I'm going to throw my crust back into the food processor. We are going to add one more ingredient. Don't worry, it's not messed up. So again, we had the dates and the walnuts in there. I'm just going to throw in a tablespoon of cacao powder. Like I said, we're making chocolate. Oh my goodness. I mean, I make everything chocolate. It makes everything so delicious. So, tablespoon of chocolate straight into our little dough there. And you can just mix this by hand. You don't have to put it in the food processor, but I'm loving the food processor, so I'm going to use it. Here we go. Okay, now we're back. Here we go. Okay, this looks delicious. So you see I made it like cacao. Did you know that if you did this and you dip it into dry coconut, oof, you got yourself like on the go candy? You know what? I'm going to show you guys how to make that candy because it's so easy. A little truffle. But here we go, our beautiful crust. You see it is a sticky dough like this. And you want it to be sticky because we wanted to hold our beautiful cheesecake together. Okay, once everything is out of the food processor, I like to just, you know, give it one more little mix with my hand, like a little dough like this, and infuse it with some love. Okay. Now we're going to put it into our pan and just smash down on it like this and move it around to the edges. I like to give it a little edge like this, lifted, so that when you take it out of this pan, you can see some of the crust up onto the cake. It looks really cool, which you will see later. You see it's pretty nice mashed in there. It doesn't have to be even. That's the beauty of raw cooking. It is raw, real, and it always looks cool and delicious because you can't go wrong with using natural food, you know. So leave it there. I'm going to put this out to the side. Now that we have our crust ready, we are ready to make the actual center, the cheesecake, the raspberry deliciousness. It's so easy. All you have to do is throw everything into a blender, and it has to be a high speed blender, absolutely, because you want it to come out nice and creamy. And if you don't use a high speed blender, tongue twister, high speed blender, 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 high speed blender. I can't say it. Okay. If you don't use a high speed blender, you are going to have like chunky cheesecake, and nobody wants chunky cheesecake. So we're going to start with a cup of soaked cashews. Here we go. We are going to do a pint of raspberries. We are going to do a finger pinch literally of salt. We are going to do the juice of 1 lemon. This is important because it'll give it kind of the tardiness that you want, and it'll cut some of the sweetness out. So here, just go straight into the blender. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of agave. You still do want to have some sweetness. Oh, magic ingredient that keeps your cheesecake together is going to be the coconut oil. You want to use coconut oil that gets hard at room temperature. So don't buy coconut oil that's already in liquid form. It has to be the coconut oil that gets hard at room temperature. You're going to, for this dessert. So we're going to do half a cup. Remember, it's a cup of cashew, so half a cup of coconut oil. Melted coconut oil. Oh yeah, baby. This is going to give our cheesecake that nice, smooth, oof, texture. And that's it. You put all that in the blender and let's get blending. Okay, nice and blended. So because you do want this to be very smooth, I do blend it for a minute. And you have, oh my god, the smoothness. You guys, it smells delicious, so fresh, the raspberries and the lemon. I'm so tempted to eat it this way, but I won't. I'm going to just put this straight into our pan, like these. All right. Once you got everything out, you are going to just Try to make it nice and smooth. So remember, you want it to go over the edges, just like that. Making it nice and smooth. Once you have it nice and smooth, ready like this, you are going to put it in the refrigerator at least 4 hours or overnight. This is real life here. I'm not doing TV magic, so I don't have another one prepared. I actually am going to wait the whole 4 hours. So I will see you guys again in 4 hours. No, I'm kidding. We are going to put this in the refrigerator, wait, and I will be back later on to have a slice of this delicious cheesecake. See you in a bit. Hi you guys, it's another day. So life got in the way, you know, with twins and everything. So the cake actually was 24 hours in the refrigerator, which is totally fine. We've taken our cake out and it looks delicious, like creaminess central. Okay, so you take your cake, you relax the mold here. Ta-da! And so now you see, I said earlier, like I like the crust to come up because you have layers where the crust is high, and once we cut into it, you'll see that the cake is in, and it's just magical. But before we serve it, we want to zhuzh it up a little. So put some raspberries on top like these, and we'll take some of our cacao nibs and sprinkle them on top like this. Okay. You can always leave your cake as is, or you can put it onto a serving. We're going to take our cake and put it onto a serving dish like this. And perfect. Perfect perfection. Now I'm going to serve myself a slice. Where should we cut in? Where do you guys want to see? I think here's so I could. And this cake is a definite crowd pleaser because it's got it's a rich, smooth, sweet, whoop, cake. So here it is, our beautiful cake. If you put it in your knife in warm water, it won't have that stickiness on the side, but you know what? I don't mind. More cacao nibs, more raspberries, and here is your cake. Just have to taste it, don't I? Here we go. Oh my gosh. Perfect. It's sweet. It's raspberry, it's tart, it's got that full mouthfeel. It's just such a pleaser. You would never know that you're basically just eating fruits and nuts. If I don't stop myself, I'll eat the whole thing before I say goodbye. So I'll say goodbye now. Let me know if you tried this cake, if you want to see some other type of cheesecakes that I make, or if you have your own tricks and tips. Let me know what they are, and I'll see you on the next one.